It's about time with Rashan's About Time Boxing, aka Mr. Trill 100 Mil. What's up to my About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang? Thank you to every single one of y'all who has been taking out the time to watch the videos, like the videos, share the videos, and leave the comments. All of the likes and shares help the channel grow. If you want to donate to the channel, Cash App, $, all capital letters, Rashan's About Time Boxing. Boxing with a N, not a G on the end, BOXIN. Thank you very much. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all. If you have not already subscribed to the channel and you're watching this video or any of my videos for the first time, please subscribe to the channel and encourage others to subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit that notification button to stay up on the latest with Rashan's About Time Boxing. All right, shout out to Real Deal. I got you, bro. So this, we're going to talk about it. Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence. All right, so July 29th, the fight is here. Now, I've seen a lot of videos and interviews where, a lot of people is actually, most of the people I've seen, they're picking Terence Crawford to actually stop Errol Spence. Me personally, I picked Terence Crawford to win, but I'm not going to tell y'all how. But I'm picking Bud to win the fight. Now, but the thing is, so, people have been asking me to do a video about it. Now, I said that I wasn't going to do a video about this fight until after they actually fought because of all of the, back and forth and all of the nonsense and stuff that was surrounding the negotiations. The first go around when they were supposed to fight November 19th of last year, I believe it was, or something like that. So with all of the stuff surrounding that, so I said, man, I wasn't going to do a video about it until, after they actually fought. But the fight is here. It's official. We know it's official. It came from out of both of their mouths. So now this is, no clickbaiting, no speculating or nothing like that. So we know that the fight is actually happening. All right. So now, people say, well, how's Bud going to win the fight? How's Errol going to win the fight? There's different keys to both of them winning the fight. And as we always say, styles make fights. Styles make fights. And speaking of styles make fights, go to stylesmakefights.com and support, my good friend Chris Alexander. Support Styles Make Fights. They make a lot of the clothes that some of the fighters wear into the ring. Sean Porter, he endorses. I don't want to say endorse, but they make clothes for him and other fighters. You'll see the SMF pack. So that's what that stands for, Styles Make Fights. So go to stylesmakefights.com and cop up a t-shirt, some shorts, sweatpants, anything. But go to stylesmakefights.com. You won't be disappointed with their gear. But all right, so we know Errol Spence is southpaw, period. Right? He got 22 knockouts. I think he 28-0 or 29-0 or something, 22 knockouts. Bud 39-0 with 30 knockouts or something like that. So we know Errol fights southpaw. We got that. That's the way he fights. He don't switch. He don't do any of that. So a lot of people, think that Errol Spence is a one-dimensional fighter, and that's probably why a lot of people is picking him to lose, the Bud. Because of the different things that Bud can do. Bud has more in his arsenal, more weaponry, as if you want to call it that. But even though I'm picking Bud to win, I'm still saying don't be deceived by what you think you see from a fighter. Because Errol Spence didn't get to where he is now not being as good as he is. Unified champion, IBF, WBC, WBA. Now, by his own admission, that was the easy route. He said it, and y'all saw the video. Why wouldn't I take the easy route? and go do that. So by that, he's admitting that Bud would be a much more harder task. So Bud Crawford is a much more harder task. So that's why he said, well, why would I, why wouldn't I take the easy route? Y'all saw the video. But I'm not like knocking him or nothing like that. Because like I said, Rashan's About Time Boxing, listen, whether we like a fighter, don't like a fighter, we always give them their props. We're going to try to be straight down the middle, be as truthful as we possibly can. No bias. You know what I'm saying? So, but now Terence Crawford, like I said, I always said it was, to me, it's three switch hitters that was in the game. That's in the game. Well, what, first it was Marvelous Marvin Hagler. He was first. And then it's Terence Crawford. Now, Jaron Ennis. But now we know that when Terence Crawford switches, it's usually because he's in trouble or he's trying to figure out, how to gain an advantage over his opposition, get another angle, a different look, if you want to call it that. Now, that's not a bad thing. That's strategic. But now when Jaron Ennis switches, it's instinctive. When Marvin Hagler did it, it was instinctive. Sometimes they switch and didn't even realize it. They just, they in the fight. When Bud fought Yuriorkis Gamboa and Gamboa was giving him them problems, Bud switched to southpaw. And once he switched to southpaw, he took control of the fight. And then once he was able to take control of the fight, he stopped Gamboa. So with both of them, and again, y'all can drop the comments in the comment section below. Let me know y'all opinion. And let me know if y'all agree or disagree. Now, Errol Spence, he can't allow Terence Crawford to find his rhythm or his comfort zone. He can't allow him to find that. He got to force Bud, whichever way that Bud is fighting when he fights Spence, and if Spence is being effective, with being able to get at Bud, with Bud fighting that way, he going to have to force Bud to keep fighting that way, whether it's southpaw or conventional style, whatever way, but he going to have to keep the pressure on Bud and stay in Bud's chest and not allow him to find his comfort or his rhythm. And Spence going to have to do that body work early, and he usually does. We know that Errol Spence like to do the body work. He'll get to that body early, because once you start breaking somebody's body down, they defense go. I don't care what nobody say. You ever been in the gym? You ever been in the ring? You ask any fighter. You start getting to somebody's body and you start breaking them down, everything else gonna fall. Defense go, everything go. So Errol Spence is gonna have to. He's gonna have to do that body work early, and he's gonna have to keep that pressure on Bud and don't allow Bud to find his rhythm. He can't allow him to find his rhythm or his comfort zone with how he switches and, which way, and being able to create that distance that gives him that advantage where he can get up on Spence. And now Bud, vice versa. Y'all know what it is. Bud can't allow Spence to do the body work early, can't allow Spence to put that pressure on him. And when he do establish his comfort zone and his rhythm, whatever it is, he's going to have to keep Spence within that realm so that he can keep the advantage. And he's going, now, either fighter, can be hurt. Now, Errol Spence, he cannot afford to make the same mistake that he made against Ugas. He cannot afford to do that against Bud. He can't. He can't. And with both of these guys, now, as far as I'm concerned, it's one person who possibly gave us the closest that we're going to get to a blueprint on beating Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and that's Sean Porter. Some of y'all might not agree. Some of y'all might think Mean Machine was the one who gave a better blueprint or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like the way Sean Porter fought Errol Spence, he didn't Look at how he stayed at Errol. Now, Errol is usually the one being a pressure fighter, but Sean Porter was the one being aggressive, keeping the pressure on Spence, not allowing Spence to do his body work, not allowing him to get comfortable. But he got, late in the fight, he did, and he, ended up dropping Sean Porter just like Terence Crawford did. And Porter stayed in Bud, stayed in his chest, kept the pressure on him, got caught late in the fight, and ended up getting stopped. But those two guys fighting Sean Porter is the closest, I think, that we're going to get to a blueprint to either one of those, to beating either one of them. Now, I'm not saying that Bud has to follow the blueprint that Sean Porter laid out, and I'm not saying that Spence got to follow the one that Porter laid out fighting Bud. I'm just saying the closest that we will get to a blueprint on beating these guys, I think, in my opinion, again, came from Sean Porter. But, as I stated, Bud, listen, he's going to have to shut Spence body work down early. He's going to have to use his angles. He's going to have to use the ring. He can't allow himself to get backed up into the ropes. You know what I mean? Because it was only up until it was the 9th going into the 10th round when he fought Sean Porter. When they was telling him that he was down, and he thought he was up. He was like, I'm up. He was like, nah. They was like, he up here. He up? How? And that's when he came out, you know what I'm saying? And he just did his, got his rhythm going, and, and he caught him. But Spence is going to have to be aggressive, but it's going to have to be effective aggression, and he can't get careless. If he gets careless, it's over. Now, like I said, I'm picking Bud to win, but I'm just, like I said, I'm not being biased. I'm keeping it even on both sides of what I feel like both fighters are going to have to do and avoid to either win and or not lose. You know what I'm saying? So, and Spence cannot allow Bud to get comfortable with the switch, whichever side, gives him that rhythm, gives him that control. He can't, you know what I mean? He's going to have to force him some type of way to go back, to whichever side, whether it's conventional or southpaw. Whichever side that Terence Crawford is uncomfortable fighting Errol Spence, and Errol sees that, Errol going to have to force him some type of way to keep fighting that way. He's going to have to do it. He's going to have to do it. But Bud can't allow Spence to do that. And Bud going to have to protect his body. He's going, because, again, Spence like to go to the body early, and he will keep stepping to you, and he would try to, he'd try to use, his size advantage. Because everybody keep talking about the size. Because even Spence told Bud, oh, you too small, you too small. He even told Bud that. But one thing about Terence Crawford, every time he went up in weight, his power came with him. He didn't lose it. Some fighters lose power when they go up in weight. When some fighters go up in weight, they lose it. Think about it. When Adrian Broner got most of his knockouts at 140, when he came up to 47, and he fought Paul Malignaggi, power wasn't there. And we talking about somebody who only has 7 knockouts, Paul, to this day, Paul Malignaggi. 7 knockouts. And Broner couldn't. That's why I told people, like, Broner, he wasn't ready for the guys at 147. He was too small. But certain people, power comes with them when they go up. Shakur Stevenson is another one I feel like his power go up. Devin Haney, we have yet to see that yet. If he goes up to 140, then we'll see. We'll see. But you could say Bud is too small, but his power comes with him, and he has stopped guys at 147. So it's a 50-50 fight come July 29th. Anybody can get hurt. Anybody can be stopped. But yes, I'm picking Terence Crawford to win this fight. But y'all drop the comments in the comment section below and let me know what y'all think, how y'all feel about the fight, who y'all think is going to win, and what y'all think each fighter has to do to avoid losing or being knocked out. All right, again, please like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, and be generous. Donate to the channel. Cash App, money sign, Rashan's Bout Time Boxing, all capital letters, boxing, BOXIN. I appreciate y'all.